Hi, this is Susie Giannini from Denver Public Schools Educational Technology and Library Services Department. This Sora video tour will highlight 4 collections in our DPS digital library that align with our celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day: Black Authors, Black Boy Joy, 1000 Black Girl Books, and History Liberated. Let's get started from our Sora home screen, and we're going to click on the Explore icon, the binoculars, and then click on Collections. This is where you'll find all of the collections curated by the Denver Public Schools Library Services Collection Development Team. We'll start off with our Black Authors collection of more than 1,000 titles. This collection lifts up own voices stories written by authors and poets who identify as members of the Black community, including award-winning and best-selling authors Kwame Alexander, Maya Angelou, Jerry Craft, Christopher Paul Curtis, Sharon Draper, Nikki Grimes, Varian Johnson, Toni Morrison, Jason Reynolds, Nick Stone, and Jacqueline Woodson. Next, let's go back to our collection list and explore Black Boy Joy. Black Boy Joy is a collection that highlights books that celebrate the humanity of Black boys. The collection includes picture book titles like The King of Kindergarten by Derek Barnes, In Your Hands by Carol Weatherford, middle grade novels like The Season of Sticks Malone by Kekla Magoon, The Parker Inheritance by Varian Johnson, and Clean Getaway by Nick Stone, and young adult novels like Spider-Man Miles Morales by Jason Reynolds, The Crossover by Kwame Alexander, The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Philippe, and Not So Pure and Simple by Lamar Giles. Now let's take a look at the 1000 Black Girl Books collection. This collection was inspired by activist and writer Marley Diaz. When Diaz was 11 years old, frustrated by the lack of diversity in books that were mandatory reading as part of her school curriculum, she decided to start the 1000 Black Girl Books book drive to bring more attention to Black female main characters, with a goal to collect 1,000 books to donate to Black girls in other schools. Diaz's book drive has grown into an international movement to promote books that authentically reflect the lived experiences of Black girls and women. The collection includes picture book titles like Hair Love by Matthew Cherry and What If by Samantha Berger, middle grade novels like A Good Kind of Trouble by Lisa Moore-Ramey, For Black Girls Like Me by Mariama Lockington, and young adult novels like Black Girl Unlimited by Echo Brown and Grown by Tiffany Jackson. Finally, let's take a look at the History Liberated collection. The History Liberated collection was inspired by the Black Student Alliance members of our own DPS Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Early College, who are advocating for more inclusive history curriculum in Denver Public Schools. Books selected for this collection highlight the perspectives of historically marginalized groups to provide a well-rounded view of our nation's past and present. Titles include Brave Black First, 50-plus African American Women Who Changed the World by Cheryl Hudson, Into the Streets, A Young Person's Visual History of Protest in the United States by Mark Bishke, Unworthy Republic, The Dispossession of Native Americans and the Road to Indian Territory by Claudio Sant, Stamped from the Beginning, The Definitive History of Racist Ideas in America by Ibram X. Kendi, and Jason Reynolds' young adult adaptation Stamped, Racism, Anti-Racism, and You. One Person, No Vote, How Not All Voters Are Treated Equally by Carol Anderson, Enemy Child, The Story of Norman Mineta, a boy imprisoned in a Japanese-American internment camp during World War II by Andrea Warren, The Stonewall Riots by Gail Pittman, and We Are Here to Stay, The Voices of Undocumented Young Adults by Susan Cuckland. All DPS students and staff have 24/7 year-round access to these collections in the DPS Sora Digital Library. To log into Sora, go to the DPS Library Services website at lion.dpsk12.org, where we host all of our library resources. Next, select your school. Click on eBooks and eAudiobooks, and then click on Sora. Click on Sign In using Denver Public Schools, and then log in using your DPS credentials. For students, this is your 6-digit student ID number and 8-digit birthday. Sora is also available as a free app for smartphones and tablets. Use the setup code DPSK12 and log in using your DPS credentials. The mission of the Educational Technology and Library Services Department is to liberate teaching and learning through culturally responsive and inclusive integration of technology and library resources. Please reach out to us with questions and suggestions via email at libraryhelpdesk@dpsk12.org.